Welcome back to Everbloom Hill. It's great to have you guys. Um, I hope you don't mind. This is a pretty deep conversation today, but I felt it on my heart that it was an important one to share. We became an instant family of six overnight, and this season taught me who added weight to our life and who uplifted us. I had to start looking at life through a whole new lens. I never needed to look through this lens before, but we were in survival mode and at capacity for a while. So it was easy to see the people who were choosing love and support, and it felt very light and like a warm hug to be around them. And it started feeling really heavy around people that were choosing judgment and criticism. There's a lot of people who are carrying unseen weight. Some examples of this are postpartum struggles, infertility, health challenges, financial struggles, adjusting to new family dynamics, grief or loss, and many more. A lot of you don't know that my husband was a full time single dad to three awesome kiddos, and I was a full time single mom to one beautiful daughter. And when we got married, we became an instant family of six. And then years later, we became a family of seven. In the beginning, we were pretty naive of what this would take and how hard it would be. But in the beginning, we're in the honeymoon phase for sure. But how it felt was kind of like running a marathon without any training. We didn't take any classes beforehand, and I definitely recommend it to people who are blending a family. It's pretty challenging, so I recommend some training beforehand. But there was some people cheering us on, like with signs, and there was other people. It felt like they were holding our ankles as we're trying to run this marathon, and they made our journey a lot harder than it needed to be. This season really taught me of the person I wanted to be and how I wanted to show up for other people. I know I don't do this perfectly, and I still have a lot to learn, but I want to be more intentional for people and look through their eyes and their perspective of how I can really truly help them in their life. And I do believe it's important to invite grace and forgiveness, even when people disappoint you in these seasons or in certain seasons or disappointing you at all. I feel when we don't forgive people, the devil has a foothold in our life and can use that to repeat patterns um, that were done to us. Like, there's an example I just heard on a podcast of a mom who didn't forgive her own mother for the abuse she caused her. And then all of a sudden, she found herself doing the same thing to one of her kiddos, abusing one of her kids. And she's like, what is going on? And she surrendered that to God, and God was able to use that forgiveness and healing her and changing that generational curse to not happen anymore. So it's pretty powerful what forgiveness can do in people's lives. I do believe love does speak up when someone's moving in an unhealthy direction, but love doesn't control, and respect allows people to make their own choices. But on that same note, it's okay to have a little distance from people that are unhealthy, especially when you're raising children. Um, it's good for children to be around healthy adults so they can grow into be a healthy adult. I think if you want to go deeper in this, it's not just about treating the people the way you want to be treated. It's treating people the way they want to be treated because it could be completely different from what you want. Um, and seeing people where they're actually at and meeting them there. I think a lot of, when I think of this, I think about newborn Christians, and sometimes you have to meet newborn Christians where they're at. And sometimes they say wacky things that don't really line up with the word or the way Jesus would have them behave, but they're working things out and they're learning. And those things do straighten out with time if they continue down the road with Jesus. Some people are walking around with the world on their shoulders. Please pour extra love and support into them in ways that are actually helpful to them. Here are some examples. It's listening with compassion. It's holding space without any judgment. It's kicking criticism and control out the door and replacing them with love, grace, and support. Because if you want to keep people in your life, how you treat them matters more than you think. If you're walking through a hard season, you don't have to do it alone. And if you want to be a part of a community that chooses grace, growth, and support, I would love for you to subscribe. You're always welcome here. God bless and have a great day. Bye bye.